These four buttons add squiggles, but they have preset shapes. So the whole purpose of squiggles is we can very quickly and easily edit them to be anything we want them to be. However, if we want to start off towards a shape, then we use one of these buttons, which I didn't want to put in, but the person I worked with made me, so now we have them. Let's say we want to add a square. Click square. Square with the corners rounded off. Circle. And this, for those who have not yet visited planet Earth, is a triangle. So it's very quick and easy to make shapes. However, they're still just squiggles, so we can edit them as per we see fit. So, for example, this one, we could click here and press A, which will stop these guys getting their gradient from each other. So in fact, I'm going to highlight and hold down Control and click every point, and then press A, and now they're not getting their gradient from each other. I'm now going to click on this one and press S for skip, and it's starting to look a lot like a triangle, even though it started off a circle. This one, I'm going to take one of the segments, I'm going to press H for half, and by the way, there are other ways to do these controls. For example, if we've gone into points here, we could have, no, segments here, we could have clicked segment half here. I'm actually going to set the grid here to 10 so I can more easily get the points to line up with each other. And that is now morphed into a square. I'm going to take this square, I'm going to press H for half, and I'm going to cut off all the corners. I'm just pressing H every time to halve these guys. And look about the same each side, kind of. And now I'm going to ask these corner bits to get this thing's gradient from this one and this thing's gradient from here. Just clicking down, moving the pink thing to the segment where I want it to get its gradient from. Okay, now it looks like a rectangle with its corners rounded off. And I'm going to take an actual rectangle with its corners rounded off. I'm going to select I'm going to select several ways of doing this. These corner pieces by holding Control down and selecting multiple. Then I'm going to press Delete to remove the corner pieces. Now I'm going to match up these corner pieces so they joining together. Okay, so now we have a square and we want to turn it into a circle. I'm going to click here and press W, which will mean both of these segments attached to this point will share gradient. I'm going to click the rest of them by holding Control down and selecting them all, and then press W, web, so they all get their gradient. So there, now we have a circle. We could edit this to try and have points in different places and still be kind of a circle. Of course, we can still change the properties of these just like we could any other squiggle. So if we wanted to make this one thicker, go to thickness and change it to 10. And we can change the outline to a dark red. That will do. And we could make the corners, you can see the corners are kind of rounded. We could make them square. So now we have a much more squarer one. If I take this triangle and I change the thickness to 30, slightly excessive, but we can really see here, I'm going to make one of these. I'm going to make all of the corners square. And if I wanted them to spike more, because they get cut off at 90 degrees, I could change that to something less than 90, only at 20. Now it spikes. If I wanted to change just one to override the default, I'd go onto points and I would choose rounded. So now I have two spiky corners and one rounded corner. If I wanted to micro adjust one of the points, I can hold Control down and use my arrow key. So now I'm moving it pixel by pixel. Or I could go into points and actually change the coordinates here. I could change it to very small, 50. Just move a little bit, or I could change it dramatically and change it to 20. So we can put the coordinates exactly where we want. And of course we could fill the shape with colour using a splash. So I'm going to try and fill it with the yellowy green. Drop in there, job done.